Hey, what's going on, YouTube? Here's the dollar. Looks pretty nasty for the dollar lately. We thought it was going to break out here, as it for 4 weeks tried to pump and it broke previous highs, but then nothing. We got a nice hanging man right across the 8, closed below here, and then a nice hanging man, even more prominent. Now all the way down, had a little bearish retracement and then a retrace all the way back below previous lows. It doesn't look good because it closed below its previous break, closed below its previous lows or previous highs, and all it's holding it up right now is this previous low here at 93. It's closing on its lows so far on a daily chart. Doesn't bode well. 93 and then 92, and that's the final support lines for gold. And you can see here the higher low, the 4 weeks of consolidation, and then the pop, and then just a whipsaw right across back below. Right now for the week we are closing on the lows so far, but we do have a line of support at 94. So it's got $1 to go down and maybe bounce, but all in all we are below on a weekly the SMA 34, which makes it bearish, the EMA 8 and 13, which means after a bounce we've got a lot of work to do to get back above. So let's just draw the upper resistance, and you can see the pattern now. So look for a bounce. Maybe it will eventually go back up, but right now it doesn't look good. And as it tried so hard to get above the SMA 34, but got rejected right away the next week. Now the following week it's a continuation. So look for a bounce at 94, but these lines on the upside are a little bit steep and not accounting for too much support. The steeper the line, the less support. Price could just slice right through it. So I don't know what's going to happen. I just know that we got support at 94, and it does not look good for a weekly chart as this continues to look really bad. So we'll see what happens. We got the 10-year yield, has a nice bounce so far past 3 days. Thought it was going to break down, but no, came right back across at 34, breaking in the previous lows. We got previous highs at 1.6, so look for a previous high break on the 10-year yield. But anything could happen. Let's look at the S&P. Does not look good for the S&P. Looks like we have a bullish retracement coming in as we come back down into support, previous highs, right where the SMA 34 is. So that's the potential. Looks like we have a breakdown and then a bearish retracement on the intraday, and then kind of a pushback. But we have definitely a bearish piercing pattern and a continuation so far. You can see the open up and the close down. That's piercing patterns. That's a daily. Let's look at a weekly. Yeah, you can see the top doji and then the breakdown for the week so far. We got support coming in at previous highs. Looks like 2140 or so. Got previous highs coming at 21. Blah blah blah. So look for a bounce at 2130, right where previous highs are. That would be our first line of support. Deutsche Bank does not look good. About to break previous lows. Look at there, and closing on its low for the day. Previous low, right there, right on the spot. You can even say that maybe it's below previous lows, but just a slither. Obviously, Deutsche Bank's having some problems. Anything below 20 was definitely a problem. So now we are going to try to make new lows. Does not look good. You can see the pushback, the bearish retracement pushed back. Now it's allowed. Once it does the bearish retracement, it fills all the gaps, and then it can move lower now. Not real gaps, just price gaps. So look for Deutsche Bank, unless it bounces here and makes a double bottom. Look for Deutsche Bank to break previous lows. Pretty much down for the count. Pretty worthless, this thing. Definitely below previous lows, right? 2008 lows. It's going to break previous lows again. Does not look good, especially if it's just starting off for the month. Nasty. German bond had a little bounce, same as the 10-year on the USA side. But look for either a rejection at 0 or a previous high break. You can see the reverse head and shoulders, the AB bottom, the double bottom here, higher low, opposing point. Looks bullish from here, but things are looking pretty nasty out there. Never know what's going to happen in this climate. Weekly, you can see kind of bullish moves. Very volatile here on the bottom. So we had a double bottom, pushed back, boom, pushed back. See if we can try to make it above. We got higher lows, double bottoms all the way through. It looks bullish. Look for a pop, maybe into 20 cents, and then figure out where we're going to go from there. But it's got to break into previous lows, which is at 10 cents. So between 10 and 20, if it wants to return to its natural point, it has to get above previous lows into 20s. But 0 is the mark. We are below 0 still. Pretty nasty. Crude. I had a question about crude. If I would buy here and hold for the long run. I wouldn't buy anything until we find some reversal bars. So it had a little bit of a bounce. The SMA 34 is not an exact of anything. It's just an indicator, just like anything else. You can't trade off of indicators. Those are just confirmations. You want to use price. So taking out the SMA 34, you want to take previous low breaks, which is this previous low. So if it breaks past previous lows, it could fall pretty nasty like. But right now we got room to wiggle. We got room until 37.38. This previous low, once it breaks that previous low and this previous low, then pretty much nothing's holding it up. So I would be careful on the downside. But it's doing what it's supposed to do. Nothing is exact. We got a double bottom pushed across. Bullish retraced, flat top break, boom, bullish retrace, boom. We got this nasty candle here, which could be an indication that this is not the bottom yet, but we have to find some kind of reversal. Just because it hits the 34 doesn't mean like, oh, magic, it's going to turn around. You have to find price action that justifies it. And right now it looks like it bounced pretty good on a 60-minute chart, but as you can see, it got rejected so far by the previous lows on its bounce. So if it is the bottom, it's got a lot of work to do. But we might have to wait until next week to find that on a weekly chart. This is a weekly chart. We have to wait for another week to confirm if this is a bounce or not. And then we'll get a candle to break previous high, and then you take previous high and you take a ride. But for now, it's just where it's supposed to be, and we'll see how it settles out. I would suspect maybe a bounce into previous lows, EMA 8, maybe a consolidation and then a pop back, but be careful on the downside as previous lows are right there. So all in all, it's doing what it's supposed to do. That's a nice bullish retracement, but in technical analysis, we don't know this until it actually turns around and breaks previous highs. So watch out for the downside. These things do break down, and as you all know, the crude is not a great industry to be in right now. So would I buy it here? No, not yet. It looks like it, to me, I'm pretty sure it'll turn around and bounce, but we need confirmation first. So my answer, do not buy it yet. Gold. I was drawing this line here and seeing how steep that line is, and the trajectory of it. So I'm thinking we're going to get some kind of a run into 14, meet that line again, and to be able to really get past this steep incline, it's going to have to break through and break previous highs at 1400. So it looks pretty healthy though. A nice start for the month. That's a monthly chart. Here's a weekly. You can see the bullish retracement, boom, bullish retracement, boom. Watch a flat top break. It's right there. I thought I was going to do it today, but not quite. Not quite. It's almost there. I think we'll see higher prices, for the month. But that's a nice flat top break. If anyone's watching this and has a futures account, this is something to bear witness, and even watch that flat top break at 1375. If you miss it, watch the retracement back into the support, or as close as you can get to support. But nice start for the month. Nice start. Let's see what happened on the daily. Nice gaps, powerful gaps, gap. Lately, I really like the 5-hour chart. You can see the pushback, previous highs, the pushback. So might need another consolidation before the move, but this always happens. Also look for moves that go across previous highs and then whip back into support. Just telling us all it's not ready yet. But it's been pretty nice all week so far. Silver, watch that flat top break. I got a triple top. 1, 2, 3. Triple top break. And I'm using this line here as my flat top. So we had a extension bars on this run, and then a double top on this run. That took in reverse head and shoulders there, and then a pop, buy into support, and then it's coming down into support one more time. Watch the flat top break at 2050 or so. I don't know. No. 2080. It's flat top break. And then you use this as your support. Once it grabs above 2075, use that as your support. Wait for the break here, buy another contract, boom. But we are working with a double top. So be careful of that. We are above support, but looks great for the week. You can see the breakout. That was that whip that wasn't ready. Breakout, came back into support, buy into support, break, flat top break, boom. Looks like 21's coming. See what happens overnight. Seems like every night they pump this thing up and then all day it consolidates. Drives me freaking crazy. Copper. Waiting for copper. It looks like it wanted to break out previously, but came back into support now twice. We are working with a double bottom now on a daily chart. Above support. Or this weekly chart. Daily. It's right there caught in a little spot, right? A little corkscrew between resistance and support. So I can try to break out a couple times now. We do have higher lows. We are at support. Let's see if we can get a run out of it. GDX, GDXJ, JNUG, and Nugget are all looking the same. Be careful here, as we got an abandoned baby, it looks like. I'm not sure if it's an abandoned baby. Yeah, an abandoned baby's at the top. Here, let me check real quick. Hold on. Okay, yeah, abandoned babies are at both tops and bottoms. So here what we have is an abandoned baby. What we need to complete this is some kind of a down. If this thing gaps down in the morning and starts down, we got a definite bearish 3-bar pattern. So be careful of that, as I think price wants to fill the gap, but then gaps down. So it's not legitimately a abandoned baby yet. It has to be confirmed on the 3rd bar. But we have a bullish, we have a spinning top, and then tomorrow, if it opens up on the downside and then continues down, we'll have a 3-bar pattern, bearish. Pretty definite bearish if it continues breaking previous lows. So anyways, be careful of that. Could put a damper in our whole month projections. Weekly looks good. Again, no, what we have forming is a bullish open. If this thing comes down into and breaks 50% of the previous candle, again, another bullish, bearish pulling, a bearish piercing pattern. So we're looking good for the week so far, but this can just turn around in a snap and catch all of us holding the bag. So don't do that. Look for previous high breaks, and the reason that got me onto this little abandoned baby bearish piercing patterns is because GDXJ, the junior miners, and JNUG are both putting in a start of a bearish piercing pattern. So GDX and Nugget aren't showing that yet, but they both have that spinning top, abandoned baby look. So I got some bearishness going on. Everything kind of stopped today as silver and gold got caught at resistance lines. But just be careful. We're at resistance everywhere, gold, silver, and the miners, it looks like. So we'll see what happens. GDXJ, same thing. Nugget, same thing. If it opens on the downside, breaks into previous below previous highs here, previous candle, then rethink your position. That's what I would do. Because it's basically not doing what it's supposed to be doing, and if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing, your initial trade outlook is not right. So you need to sell, and you need to reevaluate. Don't hold the bag on these. These things could fall a lot faster than they've been going up. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope I answered your question on the long-term hold on crude. Donate if you can. PayPal is the best way on the channel. Get yourself a Bitgold account. Things do not look good out there, and they're getting worse. So plan ahead, get yourself a Bitgold account, get your money off of the fiat, all the printed crap. So I'll see you guys later.